What's poppin', everybody? It's your boy Janto here, and didn't really plan on making a video today, considering I've already uploaded like twice in a row. Maybe take like a little break. It's Monday, start of the week, but I think this situation just came up, and thought I'd voice some of my concerns about it. And of course, I'm talking about the the whole VTuber thing going around now, and if you are wondering, I have been watching, VTubers for a long time. You know me. I love watching, wholesome content. And VTubers are extra wholesome. And yeah, I've been watching a lot of, VTuber content. I think the first VTuber video I ever watched was Sakura Miko and Coco in one of those like English lessons. And immediately when I watched it, I was like, yeah, I just like struck gold or something. This is hilarious. And so, I really love that content. And recently, Hololive English, was announced. And, I know because a lot of the VTubers I watch, like retweeted some information about that. But, yeah, they recently debuted, and honestly, I love them, I think they're great. English speaking, VTubers, definitely a much needed upgrade, for the community, and everyone's been raving about the Gura Gura Shark Girl, and hey, let me just say, that aw sounded real cultured. That A in the comment section sounded real cultured, and let's be honest, you're lying if you don't want her to nip on your ears. No, I'm lying. I want Rieri to do that while we're cuddling. Anyway, yeah, I think their debuts were all great and everything, but recently, you see a lot of the Twitch streamers and a lot of people, who've never even been in the VTuber community, being curious as to what it is, and I think attracting new people to the community, more attraction, more viewership, that means more monetization. So, that's good and all, but a lot of them have been considering becoming VTubers themselves, and I know you've probably already seen this, but Pokemon recently came out with like a VTuber model. She was like streaming as a VTuber or something, and it's definitely raised some concerns within the community, definitely raised some concerns over myself, and really I think my overall concern is I don't want VTubers to grow so fast within this like short amount of time to the point where like it becomes like way too like mainstream quickly. And I think the most relevant example, or the most recent example I give this is probably Twitch themselves. Before I watched, VTubers and all that, I actually did watch Twitch quite a bit back in the day, because one of the only games I played was like League of Legends, because it was free. And I still play it today, unfortunately, as a bunch of other Riot games, like Valorant, but I quit all that. That game isn't fun at all, I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys. I hate playing that game, I just played it because my friends did. But, I was definitely, like, within that, like, whole Twitch community, when it still wasn't as big, and League was, like, still, like, without a doubt the most popular game, and, the community was still, like pretty big, but it wasn't like enough to like become mainstream or anything. And I don't think I need to explain when I say that like the release of Fortnite like changed everything. And after Fortnite release, suddenly all these people who've like never streamed on Twitch before, a bunch of people who like barely even played video games, like a bunch of like vloggers and all that, a bunch of people like who only like the only video game they probably played was like Call of Duty or something. Like everyone was hopping on the bandwagon, and I remember like beforehand, like literally no one I knew followed TSM. The next thing you know, like hundreds of people like I followed on Insta like following TSM. It was pretty crazy, and I think the growth of something, it's always good, more, like I said, more attraction, more money flowing in, more and all that, but I think like it happened way too quickly, especially with Twitch. And nowadays I don't watch Twitch at all, to be honest. I don't really like any streamers out there on the platform anymore. And I think a big reason for that is that a lot of them changed, because because Fortnite was bringing in big money, you know, especially once they saw like how successful Ninja was being and all that. And you know, it's definitely understandable why you'd want to, you know, switch up your content. You know, and a lot of them went from being, you know, primarily focused around, you know, young adults and like teenagers, and, you know, and having sometimes some of those like jokes that, you know, definitely won't fly by today. I'll be completely honest. Not because, you know, they have any offense or they have any of that, you know, like intentions with it, but just because like how corporate it's become. And really, I think that's what I'm most scared of, like VTubing becoming like super corporate, because, you know, you may not notice it because like they're still all individual, you know, like personalities, I suppose, but Twitch and, you know, gaming and streaming and all that, it's become, you know, really corporate, you know. There's pretty much like a whole business model to this thing now. And, you know, Fortnite really escalated that, you know, like over the roof, really. And, you know, Fortnite may not be as big now, but, you know, the impact it had on like Twitch and its like culture and like its community as a whole, you know, I don't think it's ever going to change that, especially with how all the big streamers now, you know. And I actually watched some of them before they like switched up, and, you know, they changed, but now, you know, it's like pretty like unbearable to watch, you know. It's really like they really did switch up, and that's probably what I'm most afraid of, like VTubing becoming, because, you know, a lot of the VTubers I watch, you know, like Kogo and Rushia and, you know, Lola Lyrica, you know, shouts out, the Filipinos gotta stick together, you know. But yeah, you know, I probably most afraid of like VTubing like becoming corporate and like switching up, because, you know, I think the appeal of like VTubers as a whole comes a lot from like their individual charm and like personality. And yeah, it may not actually be like, you know, be their actual personality, but the personality behind their characters, you know, as a whole, you know, it seems very genuine, you know. And, you know, I pull up to like a Peek of Me stream, and, you know, she just like genuine all the way through. She's switching from like, you know, kind of good English to like Japanese, and then whenever she gets mad, she like cusses, and then she says sorry in Japanese, and like, you know what to expect when you come in there. And, you know, that's why you watch these, you know, that's why you watch their streams or like their highlight videos, because, you know, they're fun, they're genuine, and, you know, you get to see a cool model, you know, you get to see some waifus, you know, nothing ever wrong with that. But, you know, I saw like those Twitch streamers, you know, like their own VTuber models, and I gotta be completely honest, you know, it looked like it lacked like a soul, like it kind of looked rushed, and, you know, you could tell like they don't really know what to do while they're in a VTuber model. And you know, either way, I'm probably not gonna watch any of these Twitch streamers who like end up VTubing. Let's just be completely honest, but I think it's like clear that they lack a lot of the genuinity and like charm that a lot of, you know, like the most successful VTubers have. I think it's pretty clear that they're just hopping on like some sort of bandwagon because they see how popular it's getting. And you know, just seeing that, you know, it's kind of scary. It's kind of scary, I'm not gonna lie, because like a lot of the personality, you know, a lot of the individuality, you know, a lot of the variety that comes from like VTuber as a whole, I feel like, you know, low-key over time, you know, just be like stripped away. And, you know, it'll lose its soul, basically. Just like, you know, Twitch did when, like, Fortnite came out and everyone switched up. You know, I'm afraid of that happening to VTubers as a whole. So that's basically, you know, pretty much all I want to say. I'm just, you know, afraid of, you know, I have concerns that, like, VTubing will eventually, you know, like, lose a lot of its soul until it really just becomes, you know, like, this hornet's nest, really, for a lot of, you know, like, incels and all that. And, you know, I just saw, like, tier 3 subs and, like, all those other, you know, all those like stereotypes that come from like Twitch nowadays really isn't, you know, glory age or Twitch, you know, it's long gone. I'm just gonna say that much. It's long gone, guys. But yeah, that's pretty much all I want to say. You know, hopefully, I feel like it's definitely gonna impact Western VTubing more than anything. I don't know if it'll affect, you know, Japan and Japanese VTubers that much. Hopefully it doesn't. Really, I do, because I know like they already have like their own agency and everything, and a lot of it is already professional, but, you know, they let them, you know, be themselves. Unless they do something, like, reprehensible, like or reprehensible, something like that. Like Coco does a lot with her streams, you know, and she always talks about how she's getting scolded, but you know, hopefully, you know, that whole Western like influence doesn't reach over to Japan. I really hope it doesn't, because you know, it's wholesome content, guys. If you don't watch, you know, Japanese VTubers already, yo, it's great. It's great. I love watching them, and you know, I know it'll probably affect, you know, the West and like VTubing over here like way more than it does in Japan. So that's probably all the concerns I've had. You know, it's scary, but you know, nothing's changed drastically too much, obviously, since you know all this just happened. We don't know what the effects will be. Hopefully, it's not too bad, and hopefully, you know, VTubing keeps its soul. Yeah, that's really all I want to say. You know, don't really like getting into conflict, but you know, if you disagree with me, you know, that's fine. But you know, just had these like concerns and everything. You know, not really looking for a fight. I guess I just wanted to say this. But yeah, this has been Janto, and you know, see you guys next time. Peace out. Bless upon Rieri.